A warm welcome to Conny Decorates today. And the cameraman behind the camera is happy the Christmas tree is standing straight. Exactly. Because whether it's stormy or rainy, it doesn't matter. We're decorating the outdoor terrace, or rather the terrace today. And if you want to know how this Christmas decoration works, stay tuned, because we're going to show you now. We're doing things a little differently today, right, Micha? Yeah, how so? How so? Exactly. Usually we always introduce and present everything, but since the rain has gotten a bit heavier and we really want to decorate the terrace with you, I'd say we'll just get started. And we hope it's not too loud because we have an awning here. We'd love to have a nice wooden roof with a glass ceiling someday, but for now we just have this awning, and of course you can hear it. And I'd say, let's get started. The storm is here, the rain is here, and we're starting anyway, right? Yeah, under the toughest conditions. Seriously, it's really nasty weather up here in the far north. So yeah, but we'll keep going, and I'd say I'll start with the plants. And I'll just hold this up for a moment. What I have here are quite a few small and some slightly larger fir trees. Sugarloaf, I have peanuts here. And definitely some small gaultherias to bring a bit of Christmas spirit in red here. And of course the Christmas roses, we also have those at the entrance. And now I have them in a smaller pot, which I find really, really beautiful. And also really cute here, the little buds coming up. And of course afterwards they'll go into our garden, just like everything else. Then I would say, because all the pots we have, here we have the wicker pots, I actually left those as they are. There are still grasses in them. I don't know if you can... Look, Micha, can you see the zinc tub? Yes, I think so, exactly. There are grasses, I just removed the leaves and took out the pumpkins. And otherwise, everywhere there's a bit of space, I just plant a few firs, gaultherias and Christmas roses here. Now we've really put gaultherias, Christmas roses and little fir trees everywhere. Here I've also nicely added this moss, which I think looks really, really beautiful. We want it to look very natural, and I'd say, Micha, I'll head over to the crates and put this one there, which I had already prepared earlier. Because it rained so much, I quickly cleaned everything up a bit with the broom here, because we're in between a lot of trees and we always have a lot of leaves here. And look, the little Zuckerhut fir trees can also be beautifully decorated in the gaps here. The big one here with the gaultheria and Christmas rose goes up there. And at the back by the garden fence, that's where we have the big fir trees. You know, I think that's where we put the grasses in the back. That's where you cut off the branches. Exactly, so we could look out onto the field. And now I've cut a little bit off the fir tree for myself. And I'm just going to lay them in our boxes here from time to time. Because we want a very natural, beautiful Christmas decoration. And this time for winter, I want to be a bit more sparing with the decorations. And here we have another outdoor candle holder. I think it fits in quite well down here. Then here we have our wooden lantern again with the real wax LED candle. We always have that outside too. No, that's not true. I said to Micha, something's missing here, right? Exactly, from the basement. Of course, I have this wooden U here. I also think it's really, really beautiful. Of course, it fits. I think we can just put it back here. Here we have the brick now. I've also planted a pine in there. Here, a beautiful natural wreath. And I would say, look, everything is very, very woody. And here too, you can of course place them wonderfully in the gaps. This one up here again, it also goes quite well with the Christmas rose, which of course fits in very well with nature here. I also find very beautiful. Or Micha? They are also available at Oelke's farm. These are the terracotta pots in this heart-shaped frame. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And now I'll just take this moss, I hope you can see it, and simply lay it up here. Look, I found these too. Aren't they cute as well? Here's a little angel on a stick. You can also trim it a bit and then you can stick them in here perfectly. And these also fit perfectly into the natural wooden crate with the fur decorations. I actually found 3 little picks, and look how cute they are. I really think they fit in here perfectly. And the last ones, look, we can also stick them into the other pot. And we'll put one more in here, a little wooden Santa Claus. I'll just place him here, kind of off to the side. There's also the wooden ball that we planted with succulents. It's very, very sheltered here. And now look, I even still have my bag with the larch branches here. And I think you can use them wonderfully here. These are just the leftovers. And you can lay them in here really nicely and decorate everything in a very natural way. What I really like are these tree fungi here. I've been asked so many times where I got them from. These are just regular tree fungi. You can find them in the forest all year round. Otherwise, feel free to check online as well. So the ones I have here, I'll just add them in as well. This is what it looks like when you raid the forests. No, just kidding. Many thanks to my colleague who brought me a whole bag of pine cones. It's so heavy I could barely carry it. And these pine cones, I'm just going to put them right into this wire frame. And I think something like this always works. Maybe even a bit of bark as well. But I think that's enough. And I'm just going to place this in the back corner here. And of course it will look wonderful once we add the string lights later. That way you have a bit of naturalness everywhere. You can also add the pine cones here now. You can decorate with them everywhere. And look, these are all things you can really find anywhere in nature. And look here, just a handful of them, and then we just put them in the box. And I think it looks beautiful. It's really, really nice and natural. We've already warmed up working on this, but the rain, well, you kind of get used to it, even on the way to school. But honestly, I really like this gold and silver, and I think these stars are really, really great. And come on, since we have so much nature, you can just leave it like that. I think that's really great. But I think a little bit of glitter. Sometimes I just need a bit of glitter too. And now, especially back here in the boxes, since they're all quite dark, you can just add a few little glitter highlights. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here now. Look, here we have another big one, and it fits in perfectly too. And I'll just add these in here as well. You can do this in all the pots, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. And I'll start up here and just carefully stick a few pine cones in everywhere as well, also making sure they look nice. And I think it looks fantastic. And also all the willow baskets that we just planted with the fir trees and so on, I'll start with those too and simply add the pine cones in there as well. I think today we'll really be able to work the pine cones in everywhere, just put them right in. And then maybe add a little piece of moss on top or here at the front. And then this natural look just fits in perfectly. Now we're really starting to get into the Christmas spirit, aren't we? Yes, I have to say so too. It's really wonderful. And look at this rusty lantern we have here. I'm going to decorate that a bit with our moss as well. Just a little bit around the outside, and in the middle, as always, goes the LED real wax candle. Exactly, and it turns on every evening at the same time and turns off again as well. And here we also have this natural look. And now I'm just going to make a little group of 3 here. Look here with the pine cones, and I'll place this one a bit in front. And here I'll add some more pine cones as well. And what else I have? Rusty covers. Look, the reindeer, I have those twice, and I think they fit in here just perfectly. Look, now you can see all the planted baskets again that we planted in the fall. So just a little bit of feedback. It's wonderful and it fits great too. But here as well, I only took out 1 heather, and now I'm just going to casually add a handful of pine cones here too. Here as well. And there will be new batteries, and here in our zinc tub, I still had a rusty stake, which I put in there. Now I've put a zigzag tree in there, which I thought was really cute. And I think adding pine cones is nice. The lights will be added later. We'll also make a video later to show what it looks like in the dark. And I'd say this side is finished too. Now let's go over there again. Many thanks to Carmen and Kalle for this wonderful rusty lantern you gave us as a gift. And of course it fits perfectly here with the wall, I think. It's really, really great. And now I've put the other basket on top. That one was still left over. Down here I have a planting bowl. That one is always perfect too. That one was also left over. And now I'm going to add a few more pine cones. We still have a few leftovers. A little fir tree and some moss. And this great thing, we had planted it with the little heather pots exactly. I just took those out a moment ago, and now I'm going to take my fir tree here, the little sugar loaf. And yes, it's going to be a bit tight. Now I'm trying to loosen up the roots here a little, just gently. It's nice and moist too, so that works. And now I'm just going to carefully plant it here on the side, making sure it's positioned well and sits at the right depth. I'll gently shape the soil all around the base of the plant, pressing it lightly to help support it and keep it steady. Once the soil is nicely shaped and the plant feels secure, I'll cover the rest of the exposed soil with my moss, spreading it out very naturally so it blends in smoothly with the arrangement. And since we're really working a lot with rust today, look, I think these two little crowns fit perfectly here, and then you just put some tea lights in them. Or you could use small pillar candles. I think that's really, really cute. And this is going to stay just like this on our terrace. You can just take a look. Maybe I think you could toss in some little pine cones here and there. And yeah, I think it already looks really nice because this is going to go on our table here. Look, isn't that lovely? So what I've just found, which I think is really great, I'll just open it up real quick. Before I continue, just a little bit of feedback. So back here we have the homemade tree with the larch branches. Honestly, I think we had it inside for about 3 weeks, and now it's been outside for a while, and it still looks really, really good. Well, I'd say it was inside for a good 2 weeks. So we put it in here, and you can also see it from inside. Yes, you know this too, the wreath here. So these are all really things we've made here from summer into autumn. In the summer, we made this lantern here, the broken one, with the succulents. That's still wonderful too. It's always out here on our terrace as well. And look here, the little heather wreaths. That was also so beautiful here in the soup bowl. And now I'm going to remove the pumpkins and just place this rusty stake or rust decoration here, just laying it around like this. And so that everything has the same look, I'll simply put the amaryllis here and place them in front. Now I've removed that, and look, I also have this, actually just one apple left, and I'll just put it in here as well. And I'd say we did it. Dear ones, if we were able to inspire you today with this decorating theme, we would of course be very happy to get a thumbs up. Feel free to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. The links are down below, as well as the link to our website, where you can also find some of the decorative items we use here. Just have a look around, and we look forward to decorating with you and for you again soon. I'll say see you soon. We send you a hug. We're giving you a squeeze. Yours, Conny. Exactly. Stay healthy.